Good morning, everybody. So this is going to be the first video of hopefully at least one a week of me going through recipes and just showing a couple different tweaks that you can make if you are trying to track macros or learning about how different things fit. And I'm going to give a couple of examples of how to kind of hit a different kind of profile, if you will. So this recipe that's going to be below and hopefully also shown up on the screen, this is like a birria taco recipe, and there's really only like 3, maybe 4 things that I would personally adjust for a variety of reasons. And with most recipes, I would say the biggest reason is just decreasing the fat, because it's the easiest way to just get a ton of calories in without really meaning to. And I find that a lot of recipes use way too much oil, or at least more than is necessary to get some of the flavor across. I'm not a chef, so I don't know entirely how that affects the flavor, but I do know from a macro perspective, if we can pull down some of the oils and fats and stuff, it's really easy to keep things in what I would say a pretty decent calorie range and still keep you full and still get some good flavor while not feeling like you're stuck to like the whole chicken and rice trend. So this burrito recipe, the main things that I would adjust are, 1, you can see that 1/4 cup of avocado oil. I would try and just lower that as much as you can, because 1 tablespoon of most oils is around 14 grams of fat. I'm not sure off the top of my head, but I think a 1/4 cup is at least 4 tablespoons. So that's a lot. And if you can just cut that down to kind of meet wherever you're at, you'll be good. And you don't really need that much oil to like coat a pan or anything like that. So that's number 1 that I would do. The second one that I would do would be to check the chimichurri recipe, because a lot of times those are also super heavy oil based. Rightly so, they need to be, but usually you can pull that back a little bit there too. So we've just pulled a ton of calories out just by checking the oil amount, basically. The third one I would check is how much cheese you do or don't use. A little cheese, in my opinion, goes a long way. There are also plenty of like lower fat options out there if that's something that you're looking for. And then the last one that I would personally check out is the meat. Skirt steak tends to be leaner, but if you are trying to cut down fat, again, stick with even leaner options, you could switch to a non-beef option. If you want to increase the fat or get a more like tender option, choose a fattier cut like a ribeye or something like that. Those would be the biggest ways that I would pull down the fat of everything there. If you were kind of crunched on carbs and stuff, maybe take the tortilla part out and do it over a bed of veggies or something like that. And if you're really trying to like bump the protein or the carbs even, I would go rice for the carbs potentially, and then I would go with either double the meat or again a leaner option for the protein and bump that up as well. So those are some of the easiest ways that I would adjust this recipe. Almost every time that I pull a recipe from like Instagram or a recipe book or something like that, I almost always pull the oil down just by default. But again, if you need to fill that macro, go for it, but I would probably go with more like avocado or something like that, so you get some more nutrients in with it as well. Hopefully those ideas are helpful for you. Let me know, and I'm going to try and keep doing this with a couple different recipes so you guys don't feel like you're eating really boring stuff throughout the rest of this challenge, and also post that.